In a world that constantly tries to dictate how we should feel, think, and act, imagine possessing the power to find inner peace and happiness, regardless of the circumstances swirling around you. It's not just powerful, it's revolutionary. It's about taking control, not of the world, but of something far more important and absolutely within our reach, our own minds. Stoicism teaches us resilience, gratitude, and the art of living a fulfilled life. But this isn't just a history lesson. It's about you, your life today. It's about facing the chaos of our modern world without losing your cool. It's about finding calm in the storm and happiness in the simplest of things. It's about transforming your mornings from something you dread into a powerful launchpad for a day filled with purpose and joy. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of life, if you've ever struggled to find a moment's peace, or if you're just curious about how ancient wisdom can be your secret weapon in the 21st century, stick around. This might just be the video that changes everything for you. Let's dive into the Stoic strategies that can help us craft not just a morning routine but a life filled with intention, resilience, and true happiness. I implore you to give your full attention to this video, from start to finish. If you've made it here, you're not like everyone else. You're a standout, someone who seeks depth and wisdom. Your dedication to absorbing this content in full sets you apart even further. This might sound like a fancy term, but it's actually a beautifully simple concept that comes from Japan. It's about discovering that sweet spot where your passions, skills, societal needs, and what you can be paid for all intersect. It's your unique reason for being. Imagine waking up each morning fueled by a clear purpose that excites you, something that makes the thought of hitting snooze just irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just about enduring life's hardships with a stiff upper lip. He was deeply invested in the idea that we're all here to play our part, to contribute something meaningful. He urged us to approach each day as an opportunity to fulfill our role with integrity and passion. Now think about that in the context of Ikigai. It's not just about finding what you love, it's about aligning it with what the world needs and what you're good at. That's where the magic happens. But how do you start uncovering your Ikigai? It begins with introspection. Ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What am I good at? What does the world need from me? What can I get paid for? It's okay if the answers don't come to you right away. This is about the journey, exploring different facets of your life and interests and seeing where they converge. This quest for Ikigai isn't just some fluffy feel-good exercise. It's about setting the foundation for a life that's rich in meaning and satisfaction. When you align your daily actions with your deeper purpose, even the mundane tasks gain significance. Your relationships start to flourish because you're more present and engaged. Your creativity soars because you're aligned with your true passions, and overall happiness becomes more of a constant companion than a fleeting visitor. The ancient Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, were big on the idea that our actions should be purposeful, not just random acts thrown into the wind, but deliberate steps guided by our inner compass. This philosophy extends beautifully into how we prepare for the day ahead, starting the night before. Here's the deal. The quality of your morning begins with how you spend your evening. It's tempting to binge watch your favorite series until the wee hours or scroll through social media until your eyes blur. But let's pause and consider how that sets you up for the next day. Your brain needs time to unwind, to process the day's events, and to recharge for what's ahead. That's where a solid pre-sleep routine comes into play. Imagine treating your evening routine with the same respect and intention as you would any other important aspect of your life. This isn't about rigid self-discipline that sucks the joy out of your evenings. It's about creating a space that supports your well-being and aligns with your goals for the next day. For instance, limiting screen time an hour before bed isn't about denying yourself relaxation. It's about giving your mind the cue that it's time to wind down, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Planning a bit for the next day can also be a game changer. It could be as simple as jotting down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. This act alone sets a clear direction, ensuring you wake up with a sense of purpose. And here's where the Stoic mindset really shines. It's about acknowledging what's within our control and letting go of what's not. We might not be able to control every detail of our day, but we can certainly influence how we start it. Let's not forget about some deep breathing or meditation to calm the mind. This practice isn't just fluff. It's a powerful tool that signals to your body that it's time to rest. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly helps reduce stress, lower your heart rate, and prepare your body for a deep restorative sleep. It's like pressing the reset button, ensuring you wake up not just physically refreshed, but mentally and emotionally as well. In today's always-on world, this might sound like a Herculean task, but it's absolutely vital for setting the tone of your entire day. Picture this: the first moments of your morning, untainted by the digital clamor of emails, social media notifications, or the buzzing news cycle. It's just you, your thoughts, and the serene quiet of the dawn. That's not just refreshing, it's empowering. Marcus Aurelius was a strong advocate for living with intention and focus. He wasn't distracted by the notifications of ancient Rome, and believe me, he had his share of distractions. Instead, he emphasized the importance of concentrating on the present moment and the task at hand. He knew something that's even more relevant today. The quality of your attention determines the quality of your life. So how do we apply this ancient wisdom in the modern age? First, it's about creating a morning space that's intentionally free from digital distractions. This isn't about shunning technology, but rather choosing not to let it dictate the start of your day. It's tempting to roll over and immediately check your phone, but that instantly puts you in a reactive state, responding to the demands and dramas of the external world. Instead, give yourself the gift of a peaceful, intentional start. Stoicism at its core is about understanding what is within our control and acting with virtue and intention in those areas. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, these guys weren't just talking about enduring life's hardships with a stiff upper lip. They were advocating for a proactive engagement with life, taking charge of our actions and our mindset. Waking up consistently is a practice that embodies this philosophy. It's a declaration that we are in control of how we start our day, that we are not at the mercy of whims or external pressures. Building a life, as Stoicism suggests, step by step with contentment in each action, is a powerful concept. It reminds us that big changes start with small, consistent actions. Amidst all this talk of discipline, consistency, and waking up with the sun, it's paramount to remember one thing: we're human. And being human means we're beautifully complex creatures with brains that often prefer the path of least resistance, the instant gratification route. This is precisely why embarking on new habits like transforming our mornings can initially feel like an uphill battle. Yet there's something incredibly freeing in acknowledging this fact. It's not a flaw. It's just part of the human experience. Now let's channel some Stoicism into this concept. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-compassion and understanding alongside its calls for discipline and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, often reminded himself to be patient and forgiving with his own shortcomings. He knew that berating oneself for every slip-up was not the path to growth. Instead, he advocated for recognizing our errors, learning from them, and then letting them go. This approach is crucial when we are trying to cultivate new morning routines, or any habit for that matter. Those first few days, or even weeks, can be tough. Your alarm goes off, and every fiber of your being wants to stay cocooned in the warmth of your bed. And let's be honest, there will be days when you'll give in to that desire. That's okay. The key is what you do next. Do you beat yourself up, spiraling into a cycle of guilt and self-criticism? Or do you take a breath, forgive yourself, and see the next morning as a fresh opportunity to try again? Forgiveness and patience with ourselves are not signs of weakness. They are indicators of strength and wisdom. They mean we're in it for the long haul, ready to navigate the ups and downs with grace. This Stoic practice of self-compassion is about understanding our nature, working with it, and gently nudging ourselves towards the habits and life we aspire to. Moreover, taking it easy isn't about making excuses or allowing ourselves to perpetually fall short of our goals. It's about recognizing that growth is a process filled with learning curves and setbacks. It's about understanding that each new day brings with it a new set of challenges and opportunities. And it's in this daily renewal that we find our strength and resilience. Consider the simple act of placing your alarm clock across the room. It's not just about making it physically harder to snooze. It's a statement. It's a commitment to start the day on your terms, to rise despite the comfort of the bed's embrace. It's a small act of defiance against the inertia of sleep and comfort, a step towards embracing the day with intention. Similarly, making your bed each morning might feel like a trivial task, especially when you're the only one who will see it. Yet it's so much more than smoothing sheets and fluffing pillows. It's an exercise in care, in telling yourself that your environment and how you engage with it matters. It's about creating a space that reflects the order and respect you're cultivating within yourself. These small victories, as Marcus Aurelius would likely argue, are the building blocks of a disciplined life. They're the everyday choices that, while easy to overlook, cumulatively mold our character. Each time you choose to do these little things, you're casting a vote for the type of person you want to be. You're choosing to be someone who values discipline, order, and respect for oneself and one's environment. But why focus on these small acts? Because they're within everyone's reach. Not all of us can control the major events in our lives, the upheavals, the unexpected turns, but we can control how we respond to the start of each day, how we treat our immediate surroundings, and how we prime ourselves for whatever lies ahead. This is Stoicism in action, focusing on what's in our power to control and letting go of what isn't. Moreover, these practices aren't just about building discipline for discipline's sake. They're about cultivating a mindset that's prepared for life's bigger challenges. If you can commit to these small acts of discipline, you're training yourself to uphold your commitments in more significant areas. You're sharpening your ability to follow through, to remain steady in the face of adversity, and to approach life with a calm, collected demeanor, qualities that define the Stoic ideal. The idea here is simple yet profoundly impactful. Sharing your goals with someone who not only supports you but also holds you accountable can significantly amplify your chances of success. It transforms a personal journey into a shared adventure, making the path to fulfilling your morning routine, and ultimately your life's purpose, less daunting and more enjoyable. Think of your accountability partner as your ally in the pursuit of self-improvement. This person is there to remind you of your commitments when the warmth of your bed feels too comforting to leave in the early hours. They're there to encourage you when progress seems slow and to celebrate your victories, no matter how small. This relationship is a two-way street. It's about mutual support and encouragement, grounded in the understanding that we're all striving to be the best versions of ourselves. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, often emphasized the importance of community and relationships in the development of character and virtue. They believed in the power of wisdom shared in learning from one another, and in the strength that comes from knowing you're not alone in your struggles. Finding an accountability partner in today's world is a nod to this timeless wisdom, recognizing that while the journey towards self-discipline and purpose is personal, it need not be solitary. Moreover, an accountability partner can help you see blind spots in your routine or approach that you might miss on your own. They can offer new perspectives and insights that can catalyze your growth in unexpected ways. This partnership is about more than just checking in to see if you woke up on time or followed through on your morning meditation. It's about engaging in meaningful dialogue about what's working, what isn't, and how you can both support each other in making adjustments. So how do you find this accountability partner? Look for someone who shares your commitment to growth and self-improvement. This could be a friend, a family member, or even a colleague. The key is to choose someone you trust, someone with whom you can be open and honest about your goals, struggles, and successes. Once you've found that person, be clear about what you're hoping to achieve and what kind of support you need. Set regular check-ins and be there for each other, offering encouragement, advice, and when necessary, a gentle nudge back on track. The Stoic practice of reflecting on mortality is a call to action, a prompt to live our lives with purpose and intention. It encourages us not to squander our time on trivialities, but to concentrate on creating a meaningful legacy. Every morning when we wake up, we're presented with a fresh opportunity to engage with life in a meaningful way, to contribute positively to the world around us, and to pursue personal growth and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often wrote about the fleeting nature of life, emphasizing the importance of living virtuously and making the most of the time we have. This wasn't meant to be somber. Rather, it was a liberating realization that freed him from petty concerns and allowed him to focus on his duties as emperor and as a human being striving for virtue. The idea is that by keeping the end in mind, we're more likely to live our lives with purpose and clarity, prioritizing the things and relationships that truly matter. Remembering death in the context of our morning routines transforms how we approach each day. It's not just another day. It's a day that we've been gifted, one that's not guaranteed to anyone. This realization can profoundly impact how we choose to spend our time, the activities we engage in, the relationships we nurture, and the legacy we strive to build. In a world where we are constantly told to focus on the positive, the Stoics offer a profoundly different and empowering perspective. Negative visualization isn't about pessimism. It's a tool for building resilience, preparation, and ultimately a deeper appreciation of the present. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood the temporary nature of everything outside our control, and they used this awareness to cultivate greater peace and tranquility in their lives. The essence of negative visualization is simple. Imagine from time to time the potential challenges, losses, or difficulties you might face in life. This could range from minor inconveniences, like missing a bus or getting stuck in traffic, to more significant hardships, such as losing a job or the death of a loved one. It's not about dwelling on these events or allowing fear to take hold. Instead, it's about mentally rehearsing how you would respond to these situations should they arise. This process of imagining life without some of the things we take for granted has a dual purpose. First, it strengthens our resilience. When life presents obstacles or hardships, we are better prepared to face them, having already mentally rehearsed how we would cope. Second, it cultivates gratitude. By visualizing what it might be like to lose something or someone important to us, we gain a renewed appreciation for what we currently have. It reminds us to value the relationships, opportunities, and comforts that we so often overlook. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reflected on the impermanence of life. He understood that external events are beyond our control, but our responses to those events are within our power. Negative visualization, therefore, is not a way to invite suffering into our lives. Instead, it's a strategy for strengthening our mental fortitude. It's about preparing for life's inevitable ups and downs, so that we're not thrown off course when they inevitably come our way. How do we incorporate this practice into our daily lives? Start small. Each morning, spend a few moments visualizing potential challenges you may face during the day. Whether it's an argument with a colleague, a minor setback, or an unexpected change in your routine, imagine how you would respond to it calmly and thoughtfully. See yourself handling these situations with grace, patience, and resilience. By doing this, you mentally prepare yourself for the inevitable challenges that life will throw at you, and you approach the day with a sense of readiness and strength. This practice is incredibly liberating. It frees you from the anxiety that often comes with unexpected challenges because you know that you have the mental strength to face whatever life throws your way. It's a powerful tool for living with intention, cultivating resilience, and fostering gratitude for the present moment. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools we have for transforming our lives. It's easy to become overwhelmed by the challenges, obstacles, and stresses of life. We often focus on what we don't have, on what's lacking or what's not going our way, rather than appreciating what we already possess. In contrast, Stoicism encourages us to shift our focus to what we have, what is within our control, and the abundant blessings that surround us. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself of the fleeting nature of life, urging himself to appreciate every moment and to find contentment in what he had, not in what he lacked. In his meditations, he often expressed gratitude for the simplest things, the ability to wake up, to think, to move, to breathe, and to experience the world. These small things, he realized, are the true treasures of life. It's easy to overlook them in the rush of our daily lives, but it's these simple moments that make life meaningful. So how do we practice this form of gratitude in our daily routines? One of the most effective ways is by keeping a gratitude journal. This practice is incredibly simple yet profoundly transformative. Each day, take a few minutes before you go to sleep to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be a long list, just a few simple things, like a kind word from a friend, a moment of peace, or the opportunity to work toward your goals. The goal is to shift your attention away from what's missing and toward what is abundant in your life. The act of writing down what you're grateful for has a powerful effect on your mindset. It shifts your focus from negativity and lack to positivity and abundance. It trains your brain to notice the good things in your life, rather than dwelling on the challenges and setbacks. As you cultivate a gratitude practice, you will find that your mood improves, your perspective shifts, and your overall happiness grows. Gratitude is not just about focusing on the positive. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of everything in your life, the people, experiences, and opportunities that have shaped who you are. It's about acknowledging the role that others play in your journey and being thankful for their presence in your life. It's about finding joy in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. In Stoicism, this practice of gratitude aligns perfectly with the teachings of accepting what we cannot control and focusing on what we can. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control our mindset and our response to what life offers us. By appreciating what we have, we cultivate an inner peace that remains steady, even in the face of adversity. Incorporating gratitude into our daily routines doesn't just affect our mood, it affects our relationships, our sense of purpose, and our overall well-being. It deepens our connection to the present moment and helps us embrace life with a sense of fulfillment, regardless of external conditions. It reminds us that even in the midst of chaos, there is always something to be grateful for.